I have created a block print design that is a heart surrounded by flowers, and in my handwriting it says "No means no." I wanted to create a design that highlighted consent, and for me, no means no is an easy message of consent that I think people recognize. The Heart with Flowers just felt like a journey with people who are working through sexual assault. Their whole heart is on the table when they're talking about it and going through things. And I also wanted to use flowers because I felt like flowers are something that are kind of growing back and each year and having a rebirth, which was important to me to include in that message. 3 years ago this year, I was beaten and sexually assaulted by a taxi driver in St. John's. That journey has been more difficult than I think I would have realized before this experience. I didn't necessarily recognize the physical and psychological trauma and pain that I would experience even 3 years later. And I am someone who is so fortunate because I have amazing supports in my life, and I have had privilege to have access to resources that I can reach out to. And I recognize that not everybody has that on their journey, and it's so critical to begin the healing process. I'm raising money for the Newfoundland and Labrador Sexual Assault Crisis and Prevention Center. 100% of the proceeds from the sale of our No Means No shirt will be going directly to them. They have many incredible resources for sexual assault survivors, people experiencing assault in their life, and also people who are looking to support those survivors. I personally have used their warm reach out line many times when I was in spaces of crisis, and it's really valuable to have people who you can talk to in a non-judgmental space that also understand what you're going through, because as much as your loved ones and your supporters want to help you, they don't necessarily understand what you're going through, and they are so well-meaning in all of their love and support, but sometimes they just don't know what you need. When people are wearing the shirt, I want them to feel like they are making a statement in support of sexual assault survivors, in support of consent and having comfortable conversations around consent, which is incredibly important. And I also want them to feel a sense of community in people who are supporting us and also supporting the journeys that we have to walk. I continue to have difficult days when I question my purpose and how much longer I can exist in the pain that this has caused, or small things that seem so normal to people, like a doorbell ringing or a person coming too close to you when you're walking downtown with your friends. Small things that I never considered before, always locking the doors. Those are things that now have become so scary to me, and I never imagined that any of this would come from what happened. I will say though that even though the hurt doesn't change, the periods of time between these episodes has really grown, and that's something that I find hope in for the future, because I hope that eventually those lengths of time will grow and grow and I will have an easier time. But in any form of grief, it always hurts. It's just how often you feel that pain.